Hi everyone, I wanted to make a quick video for anybody out there, any companies or even recruitment agencies who are hiring junior software developers at the moment. Wanted to share a little story with you all and let you know about, I suppose, something that's working quite well for myself and my business here in the UK for one of our clients in particular who are based up in Newcastle, as it so happens. One thing I would say when you're hiring junior software developers is that the way that you design your interview process can have a massive effect on the end result. What we found with this particular client is something that's worked well, having I think we've recruited now 7. We got an offer yesterday which was the 7th person that we've placed in 9 months in this particular team, and we've got the formula down absolutely perfectly in terms of the way that we approach the process, and it takes basically minimal time from the client's perspective, but always achieve result. Well, I say always, but it's always to date, touch wood, is achieved results basically. So the way that we approach it is it's very difficult when you're recruiting graduates or very junior developers with 1 or 2 years experience to actually figure out from their CV if they're any good or not, or even questioning them over the phone, because some of these people are either sort of training from different careers. Some of them are fresh graduates, literally got no experience in the working world at all, aside from like part-time jobs, etc. So when you're sort of reviewing the resume, it's very difficult to actually gauge what the level of skills are. So the way that we've approached it is, what we've done is we've technically tested a large volume of candidates up front, and by a large volume I mean, like, we've been sending this test out to sort of 20 to 30 candidates at once. From that 20 to 30 candidates, I would say half of those even attempt it. Some of them look at it and think couldn't do that, and they sort of fall by the wayside, which is a good screening mechanism in itself. And of the sort of 15 that take the test, I would say probably, let's say 8 or 9 of them complete it to a reasonable standard. Some of them sort of partially complete it and they again fall by the wayside, and then you sort of whittle it down from there. The test is a very realistic representation of what it's like to actually work as a junior front-end developer in this company, so it's absolutely spot on and very sort of realistic is the best word I could use in terms of this particular company. So we test the candidates all up front, and then the ones that pass the test, essentially we'll send over the sort of the coding end product and the source code to the hiring manager. They then review the code and come back to us with some feedback, which is quite quick, to be honest. Following on from that, what we do is we then use a video interview platform technology called Odro. Some of you might have heard of it. I can't speak highly enough of Odro as a product. I've used another company in the past called SparkHire, which is an American video interview technology, and I switched to Odro, and it's the best thing I think I've done in the business in the last 6 months. What that means is we essentially take over the first stage interview on behalf of the client. So they'll send us 5 or 6 interview questions, and for everyone who passes the coding test, we then video interview them, and we record the interview, and then we send the CV and the link to the video interview to the end client. By the time we've done that, the client knows that they can code because they've passed the coding test, and they know that the communication skills and team fit and culture fit are right for the business because they've viewed the video recording, which they can do in their own time whilst they're eating their dinner in the evening if they want to, and they can have a look at their CV as well. But again, the CV is just not a good representation of what this person is really going to be like in the business. Most of the time, if you looked at a CV and didn't test them, you probably wouldn't even ring them because they're working as a chef or a warehouse operative, or they've just graduated and they've got no experience, etc. So using this method, we've really unearthed a lot of hidden gems, out there in the market, people that they would never even have come across. And what it's led to as well is quite a big increase in the diversity in the team. We've we've placed candidates recently from Nigeria, Greece, Latvia, Brazil, so like they're from all over the place. It doesn't matter where they're from. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what the CV looks like. If they can code and they pass that, and then they come across well in the video interview, then this client will meet them for a final interview. So after the whole video interview thing is done, what then happens is the client will invite their sort of best couple of candidates, literally like 2 candidates that they like the best, in for a final interview, and sometimes they end up taking both of them basically. So yeah, the actual time to hire has been cut down so much by using this process. And the actual time commitment from a client's perspective is literally, for that whole role, is literally like 1 or 2 hours, or maybe even less than that if they interview one candidate for 45 minutes, for example. If you compare that to doing it the other way, where they're doing telephone interviews as a first stage interview, or even face-to-face interviews, and multiple candidates, 8, 9, 10 candidates, and they figure out that they're not right for whatever reason, then they really like someone and they technically test them, and then they fall down in the technical test, and then you have to start again. It just wastes so much time in the process. So anyway, that's what's been working for us as a business. Wanted to share that with you guys in case it brought anyone some value. And yeah, I hope you all get something from that. Feel free to reach out to myself if you have any questions. My business Digitalent hires software developers all the time, so if you're in need of anyone to look at those types of roles for you, junior, mid, senior, even exec level type roles, by all means give us a shout, and thanks for your time.